crafty cuties, it's almost here. The big release is going to happen at August 20th, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I am here to show you a really extremely quick flip through. I just want to kind of do a quick show and tell of each book. I'm not going to be able to do a full flip through, but there will be photos on each listing that represents the book very well. About 5 of these are not actually complete. I have to do final touches, and I'll mention which ones those are. But I think by now you guys know what to expect from me. So let's get started and go through the books. And P.S. I'm not going to mention prices right now because I don't have these listings finalized yet. I don't want to say a wrong price, but I can tell you that they range from $80 to $150. And then I have some Traveler's Notebook inserts that are going to be less than that. And I have one book that will probably be more of a pre-order. So let's get started. I want to start with some of the kind of bad news. This is the one and only book I did not finish. It's very close to being finished, so you may see this up on my listings as more of a pre-order, so you can see what it looks like here. I do the pre-orders, the reserve type listings all the time. I've never had anyone be dissatisfied. Basically, you can kind of get an idea in the description of what's to be expected with this book. So if you see that on there, just know that this book is not finished yet. However, it will ship this week with the other books. So I'm going to start with this unicorn curved spine with a tassel book, and just know that all of these books also come with a big envelope full of goodies that go along with the book, different ephemera and vintage pieces. So here we go. This is a pretty big book. It has a curved spine and it has 160 pages. I'm going to get right in here. So this comes with all of the lace. It has a lot of vintage unicorn pages. I made these into pockets, and I have different tags that have the vintage unicorn magazine pages, or they're actually book pages. Lots of pockets, vintage embroidery things. There's just all kinds of cool things in here. There is vintage book pages, lots of stamping and stenciling, you know, the works. Vellum, all kinds of different things, and I think these images are so gorgeous. I think whoever gets their hands on this is going to have a lot of fun. Cute little shaker, and this comes with, like I said, just so much stuff that you can fill this book up with. Of course, it's already quite full, but it has the rainbow unicorn dyed paper in it, and just tons of lace. So you can see there is going to be lots to play with in this book. And I think that this might have been one of my favorites to make. Next up is this beachy themed journal. You guys have seen a lot of beachy themed journals from me lately. This one's a little bit different than the others. It comes with a tassel, and they all have charms, by the way, no matter if they're a naked journal or fully loaded. This one has lots of lace as well. Lots of clips on top, and this one is filled with just a ton of sewing pockets and just fun things to play with in your book. You know, stamping and stenciling, all of the works in this one as well. I think that these beach themed journals kind of surprised me. I didn't think I was going to love making them so much, but just something about the calm colors, I don't know, it really spoke to me. So I had so much fun making these, and just lots of little flippy things and goodness. So there's that one, and this is a rather huge one too. I believe this is a 3-inch spine, and the tassel and charm are super pretty as well. I know the pictures will be much better for you to see. This one is called Wallflower, comes with a tassel as well, and charms, and I'm going to actually have a full flip through on this one up on my channel. It might be up right now because I actually did the full junk journal tutorial on this journal, so I wanted to do a full flip through, so you can see that. Hopefully it'll go up before the release so you can get a good idea of what this one looks like, and keep in mind that I do have a full junk journal tutorial available early access to anyone who purchases anything from this release, so you can start making your own journals. And remember that I'm also not showing the bags of extras that come with all the books. We have the one and only Halloween junk journal. It has a fun tassel, sorry, probably not focused, and some fun charms with little skulls and things. And it has this little hitch post, which was kind of fun, and that just opens like so. This one has the lace and all of the pockets, and it's filled with all kinds of fun stuff. I cannot wait to make more vintage little postcards. I can't wait to make more of these, and I will have a lot more October daily journals coming in September, so I know that more than one person probably wants to get their hands on this one, so you know, there will be more. So this one's kind of like a positive gratitude type junk journal. That's how I see it, at least. It has a really pretty big charm here with some lace on the side, and it just has a lot of positive messages. I feel like this one would make a really good gift, especially to someone who might not be too familiar with junk journals. I just think that there could be a lot done with this, but something like journaling in this would be really fun. And like I said, there's just like a lot of little cards throughout that have positive messages, and yeah, it's really pretty. I made one like this for Didi Di's Corner. She had won my giveaway, and so I did do a full flip through of that one. So if you want to find that flip through on my channel, you can get a better idea of what to expect, because they are very similar. But there is that one. Make great things happen. Super excited about how this dream journal turned out. It has a gorgeous charm here. This is a locket. It has a curved spine with ridges on it, and I did some little mixed media on the spine here, and it has this really cool leather closure. So let's get in here. And guys, I am going to be making some more of these dream journals, so just so you guys know, those will be coming. I got 2 more paper pads thanks to my husband, but there is so much fun going on in here. I dyed the paper to look kind of spacey. There's like, I don't know, just cool vintage book pages in here. I wish that I could go through and show everything in this one, but I really can't. Just know there's some pretty cool things. I've been grabbing little pieces that went along with it for a while now, and different printouts like this. So it's kind of like, it can be space themed, or like I said, I saw it as a dream journal, but it's obviously kind of also geared towards like zodiac type stuff. Some vintage book pages in here. Little glassine bag with a slide. A lot of fun stuff in here, and I had so much fun with this one. I love this theme so much. Kind of wanted to point out this paper. It looks like maybe it could be for Halloween, but I also thought it was great for this book, and it's in the Halloween book as well, but it's like an orange and black yellowish kind of thing. This one's a really big journal. It's 160 pages, 3-inch spine. It has a really pretty little charm here, and it is all fabric covered. I love this fabric. It's so pretty. I used some really big black lace as the closure, lots of lace on the outside edges here. And then on the inside, I kind of made it kind of grungy vintage, mixed in with botanicals, and, or maybe no no, I'm pretty sure there's botanical stuff in here, but lots of vintage as well. Maybe no botanicals, so never mind on that. I feel like I did, but anyways, all kinds of fun vintage stuff then. No botanicals. I don't know what I was thinking. It's hard to remember these. And lots of coffee dyed paper in here as well. So this one's like a half naked version. And I don't think you're going to be able to see on camera, but there is like a raised frame on here that goes around this flower. And yeah, you really can't see it, but it is there. We have a wraparound Midori style travel journal. I have made one of these before, so there's one very similar. Again, I have a full flip through on my channel. You could search like travel wraparound journal, something like that, I think. Yeah, I really like this style, and all of these inserts actually come out, so you can easily change them out. It is like 5.5 by 8.5, so it's not traveler notebook style. It's a little bit bigger. And the cool thing about this is that, you know, I I will always offer any type of custom journals in my shop, so if you ever wanted to replace these with new inserts, you can always do so on that, since it is like a custom size. It's not like a traveler's notebook size, but this is like a half naked, or maybe it's a naked version. I can't remember. I think it's, yeah, it's a naked junk journal. So you can see there's lots of different things in here. There are pockets and different envelopes and vintage book pages and stuff, but there's basically a ton of room for you to do whatever you want as you are traveling, and it's all travel themed vintagey style inside. I think this might be my absolute favorite. This is another dream journal, but it does have a wraparound cover, and it is the Midori style as well, so these inserts do come out. Of course, it comes with a charm, just like all of them. But look at this cool vintage trim that I found. I just thought it was perfect. It has sun and moons, and then it's scalloped at the bottom. I thought it was so cool, and I actually didn't trim it. You're gonna see it's like really extremely long. So you can trim it if you want, but I liked having it so long to wrap around so many times, but if that gets in the way. So let's open this up. So on the inside cover here, I did some stenciling with ink, and then opens up over here. There's a nice big envelope over on this side, and then you'll see that I did put a few things in places, but for the most part this is going to be a naked journal with some things sewn on. I did sew on some pockets, and you can see that when I do a naked journal, I just can't help it. I start adding stuff, so it's like, that's why I'm trying not to give these books like titles too much, but yeah, you can see here, whoop, there go the extras. There is vintage book pages, dyed papers, just all kinds of things that I've been collecting to go with the books, and the extras that come with this also coordinate. Some really pretty little clips here that have the sun and the moon, and then it just wraps up super nice and easy. I wanted to try some new things with this release, so I did a hand-painted cover with some embossing on the edge. There is a pretty charm, and there are 4 signatures in this one. I believe there are 160 pages. You can see that I have sewed on all of the lace. This is going to be another half-naked journal, and really pretty. All kinds of little pretty things in here. Sewn pockets that are fabric, sewn pockets on the pages, little inserts for photos and things like that. And this is one actually that I am still going to go back through and add a few things, so keep that in mind. So there's that one. And it's kind of like a botanical theme, as you could see. Some mushrooms and vintage botanical pages, and just vintage book pages. This might be another favorite. This is a very botanical book as well, but this one I used lots of pages from a wildflower handbook, and it was a vintage book, and there are the charms, like little trees and pretty things on their leaves. I did a little collage on the front, and this is fabric. This is so pretty. Sewn pockets on the inside, and so like I said, there's lots of vintage, or maybe these aren't vintage, it's hard to remember, but botanical pages, and I did some stenciling, sewed on pockets, and there are a lot of the pages like are a full pocket, so great for adding photo mats or, you know, some kind of hidden journaling. But this is so pretty. I love it. I love these pages just so much, and I love these frame pages here. Glassine bags and just different little pretty things. Some vintage little touches, stamping. Some really pretty paper there with lace pockets. I think you guys get the drift. Okay, I gotta get through a little quicker. So there's this gorgeous cactus one, has a little cactus charm. This is one that I need to add some final touches to, so I will be adding some book corners and just some things throughout the book. But there are sewn on pockets, sewn on lace, the works, you know. Well, sorry, this isn't a fully loaded one, but you can see that I've sewn on pockets, and there's a good mix of things in this one, and I will be adding things like journaling cards and tags, just to kind of give you an idea what I would do with certain pages. That's kind of why I like to add things, and it's just part of the fun for me. But you can see lots of pretty papers in this one. I love these cactus papers, they are a gorge. So we have another hand-painted journal here, and this one has little botanicals and things like that, but this one is a naked junk journal. So if you are someone that wants a lot of space, or you want like maybe more of a writing journal, I think this would be a good one for you. Pretty botanical pages. So there's actually, you know, lots of room to fill things up. Coffee dyed pages, botanicals, there are map pages, music paper, a good mix of different papers in here. Vellum. You can see I added some tags and cards because I couldn't help myself, but that's how it goes. So there we go. So, and I do sew the pockets on, just so you know. So even when it is a naked journal, I still sew pockets on and sew like whatever I can. I thought this one might be good for maybe a travel journal or something like that. It does have a curved spine, and this is a naked junk journal, so there are, you know, the usual sewn on pockets and variety of pages, but nothing really added in here except for pockets and little places to tuck things. So good variety of things, but this paper is really pretty, and I just thought that it could probably be used for really anything. The cover just made me think of like travel, but you can, and I do a little bit of stamping too because, you know, can't help myself, but good variety of pages, and again, I think this one would make a really good gift. This is a naked garden themed journal here. I used to make these style all the time. And basically this one is naked, so lots of the pretty Tim Holtz papers, vellum, botanical pages, maps, all of that pretty stuff, but there's just lots of space for you to work with. This is more of a trendy style, has florals and really pretty fun papers in here. This is a naked junk journal, again with pockets and little flip outs. I added some lace because, you know, but I feel like this one is super trendy and it has really pretty paper in it. So there's that one. This one's super fun. I have a wax dipped photo, by the way. I filmed a tutorial on that for you guys. A little keyhole, a little thing here that says dream as if you'll live forever. And then this is actually using a vintage book that I found, and it has a little unicorn charm. And this one is naked journal, but it has really pretty papers inside here. And I did use some of those vintage unicorn pages, and of course I sewed on some pockets, put a good mix of pockets and tags, things like that. These vintage unicorn pages are seriously like, look at that. I would honestly want this book just for that. I didn't want to put this in there, guys. I wanted to keep it for myself, but I knew you guys would enjoy it, and I thought it went so well. I think this one would make a really good diary, or maybe a fun place to, I don't know. So many things you could do with it. We have a vintage baby memory book. There are some bells down here. Now this is in a vintage book, so I reinforced it really, really well, but I don't think that it would be a good idea to overstuff this. I mean, you can. I guess what I'm saying is I would just be a little careful, and that's why I made this one not too full. I kind of see this one as a place to write down memories and add in like flat things. Like you could definitely add photos. There are spaces for photos and different like flat ephemera pieces, I guess. I hope I'm making sense. I just don't think, I guess when I'm making any type of book that's using a vintage book cover, I just want to mention to be careful because it is a vintage book, and even though I reinforced it, you know, it's definitely been around, but it has, whoops, it has some gorgeous distressing here, and this one comes with a lot of extras as well. We are getting there, guys. So this is a vintage Reader's Digest, and I thought this was so awesome. So this is a mermaid themed journal here, and I sewed on pockets and lace. So it's kind of like a half naked version, but it's on the smaller side. It doesn't have 120 pages, but it's about 5.5 by 7.5 inches, I believe. But really pretty mermaid things in here. And then this charm is a little open up pocket. What am I trying to say? It opens up. Lock it. Now I have a few Traveler's Notebook inserts to show you. So this is a set. It comes with the Traveler's Notebook case, and then it has two inserts. It has like a unicorn insert, And it does have lace and pockets and things like that. It's a typical like junk journal style insert with lots of space for you to work. And then there is a mermaid insert. Lots of unicorn dyed papers and things like that. So, and of course then these come out since they are just in here like an insert. We have this gorgeous kind of mixed media Jane Davenport journal here. I sewed on some buttons, just gorgeous, gorgeous. And there are pockets and all the pretty things inside here. Some botanical pages, some vintage children's book pages. And there's that one. I also have a more vintage traveler's notebook insert, and this one doesn't have lace too much. I think maybe there's a little bit of lace, but it's kind of more of a, I guess, masculine type journal if you ask me. I did things like making these little pockets and things like that. And this is a passport size little traveler's notebook insert here. And this is a naked one, so there is the variety of things in here, but it's not really filled up. But it does come with things. The last thing I want to mention is that I will have tassels available to add to the books. So if you are purchasing a journal and you want to add a tassel, be sure that you are using the correct listing that will say like journal add-on item tassel, because that's going to have free shipping and it's going to be a little less expensive. However, if you want to order a tassel just by itself, there is that listing as well. And I do have a limited number, so just to give you an idea, they are all going to be kind of a neutral lace tassel. I'm not going to have photos of all of them, but you get an idea of what I have. And if you order it with a book, then I will be sure to add some beads and little charms in your tassel to coordinate. If you're buying it separate, it is going to be just more of a neutral thing. That way you can use it on anything, but it does have gorgeous vintage laces and trims and beads and bells and all kinds of things throughout. Well guys, that is everything. Don't forget that every purchase comes with a free access to my junk journal tutorial. You will receive that on your order form or invoice that will be mailed to you. If for any reason you don't get that link, you can message me on Etsy and I will send it to you, but check your email, or I'm not sure if it just gets sent to like your Etsy account. Every purchase will get a raffle ticket so you can have a chance to win a junk journal. And you will also get a little treasure card which will have certain discounts, free traveler's notebook inserts, things like that for the future. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye!